In the quiet diplomatic lanes of New Delhi, a deeply personal and poignant reunion took place, far from the glare of public life. Sajib Wazed Joy, the son of former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, arrived in India on Friday, June 6, 2025. His journey was not for politics or diplomacy, but for a reason that resonates universally: to be with his mother. This visit marked the first time Sheikh Hasina has received a family member since she sought refuge in India, a sanctuary granted after a political firestorm forced her from power. The meeting was a quiet testament to the enduring bonds of family, a son crossing continents to bridge the gap created by political upheaval and forced separation. The timing of this reunion was particularly significant, coinciding with the sacred festival of Eid al-Adha. For millions of Muslims around the world, Eid is a time of celebration, prayer, and most importantly, family. For the Wazed family, this year's Eid, celebrated on June 7th, was imbued with a profound sense of longing and relief. Sajib Wazed Joy, an American citizen who has navigated his own set of challenges, including having his Bangladeshi passport recently revoked, made the journey to ensure his mother was not alone during this cherished holiday. It was a simple, powerful act of love and solidarity, showing that even in the face of immense political pressure, the human need for connection prevails. Sajib Wazed Joy is a familiar name in Bangladeshi politics, often seen as a key advisor to his mother and a potential future leader of the Awami League Party. He is the grandson of Bangladesh's founding father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and has been a prominent figure in his mother's government, particularly in the digital and technology sectors. His mother, Sheikh Hasina, is one of Bangladesh's most formidable and longest-serving leaders. Her political career has been a roller coaster of triumphs and tragedies, mirroring the turbulent history of the nation she led for so many years. This reunion, therefore, was not just a meeting between a mother and son, but a moment of reflection for a family deeply intertwined with their country's destiny. The very nature of the visit, described as private and devoid of any official engagements, underscores the deep personal toll that political conflict exacts. While headlines often focus on power struggles and policy debates, the human cost is frequently borne in quiet moments of separation and longing. For Sajib Wazed Joy and Sheikh Hasina, this meeting in New Delhi was a precious opportunity to reconnect, to share a meal, and to find comfort in each other's presence. It was a brief respite from the harsh realities of their current situation, a reminder that before they are political figures, they are a family navigating a difficult and uncertain chapter of their lives together. To understand why a former prime minister is living in exile, we must look back to the events of 2024 in Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina's long tenure as prime minister came to an abrupt and dramatic end in August of that year. A wave of massive student-led protests, initially sparked by a specific grievance over job quotas, rapidly swelled into a nationwide movement demanding systemic change and an end to her government's rule. The demonstrations paralyzed the country, leading to violent clashes and a political crisis of unprecedented scale. In the face of overwhelming public pressure and a loss of institutional support, Sheikh Hasina's government was overthrown, compelling her to leave the country she had led for over a decade. Following the collapse of her administration, Sheikh Hasina sought refuge in neighboring India, a country with which her family has had historically significant ties. She has since been living in a protected safe house in central New Delhi, her life transformed from that of a powerful head of government to one of quiet seclusion. This self-imposed exile is a direct consequence of the political storm that swept her from office. Back in Bangladesh, a new interim government, led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, was established to steer the country through the crisis. The new administration's arrival marked a new and deeply challenging chapter for Sheikh Hasina and her political party, the Awami League. The situation for the former prime minister is further complicated by serious legal challenges she now faces in her home country. The new government in Dhaka has not been idle. It has formally requested her extradition from India, a request that has put a significant strain on diplomatic relations between the two nations. Furthermore, the International Crimes Tribunal in Bangladesh has brought formal charges against her, accusing her of being responsible for the violence directed at protesters during the July 2024 uprising. These accusations cast a long shadow over her legacy and create a formidable legal barrier to any potential return to Bangladesh in the near future. The pressure has extended beyond Sheikh Hasina to her political organization. Just a week before her son's visit, the interim government took the drastic step of banning the Awami League under the country's anti-terrorism laws. This ban is intended to remain in place until the trials of the party and its leadership are concluded. For supporters of the Awami League, this move is seen as a clear attempt to dismantle the party and prevent it from participating in any future elections. It represents a systematic effort to erase Sheikh Hasina's political influence and reshape the country's political landscape, leaving her and her family facing an uncertain future from across the border. Eid al-Adha, the festival of sacrifice, is a cornerstone of the Islamic faith, a time for reflection, charity, and communal celebration. For families, it is traditionally a period of togetherness, marked by shared prayers, festive meals, and the reinforcing of kinship bonds. For Sheikh Hasina and Sajib Wazed Joy, this year's Eid was profoundly different. Separated from their home, their extended family, and their political allies, the celebration was undoubtedly muted. Yet, the very act of being together in New Delhi offered a powerful counter-narrative to their isolation. It was a defiant assertion of family unity in a world that had become fragmented and hostile, a small but significant victory against the forces that had driven them apart. The emotional weight of this reunion cannot be overstated. For a mother living under the constant stress of exile and facing grave accusations, the presence of her son would have been a source of immense comfort and strength. For a son witnessing his mother's predicament from afar, the ability to sit with her, to talk, and to share a moment of peace would have been invaluable. Their Eid was likely less about grand festivities and more about the quiet, reaffirming power of presence. In the simple act of sharing this holiday, they found a space to momentarily transcend the political turmoil, focusing instead on the fundamental human connection that politics constrain but never truly break. This reunion also highlights the unique and often painful challenges faced by political families, especially those forced into exile. Their lives are lived under a microscope, where personal moments are subject to public scrutiny and political interpretation. Every decision, even a family visit, is analyzed for its strategic implications. The separation is not just physical, it is an emotional chasm created by distance, danger, and the uncertainty of what the future holds. Maintaining a sense of normalcy and family cohesion requires extraordinary resilience. The Wazed family's story is a stark reminder that behind the political headlines are real people grappling with loss, fear, and the struggle to keep their family intact. Despite the somber context, the Eid reunion carries a powerful message of hope. It suggests that even in the darkest of times, light can be found in human relationships. The simple fact that a son could travel to be with his mother for a religious festival is a testament to the enduring nature of love and duty. It is a glimmer of hope that personal bonds can withstand the immense pressures of political conflict. This reunion, while private, sends a public message that the family remains united and resilient, drawing strength from each other as they navigate the treacherous path that lies ahead, holding on to the hope of one day being reunited in their homeland. The story of Sajib Wazed Joy's visit to his mother is, at its heart, a story about the unbreakable bonds of family. Politics can create borders, build walls, and force people into exile, but it struggles to sever the ties that bind a parent and child. In a world increasingly defined by division and conflict, this quiet reunion in New Delhi serves as a powerful reminder of what truly matters. It demonstrates that beyond the realm of power, policy, and party politics, the fundamental human need for connection and support remains paramount. This visit was a personal pilgrimage, an act of filial devotion that speaks a universal language, transcending the specific political context of Bangladesh and India. Looking toward the future, the The path for Sheikh Hasina and her family is fraught with uncertainty. The legal battles she faces, the ban on her party, and the strained diplomatic relations paint a complex and challenging picture. A return to Bangladesh seems distant, and the political landscape she once dominated is being fundamentally altered. However, hope is a resilient force. The future of Bangladesh will ultimately be decided by its people, and political fortunes have a history of being unpredictable. The hope remains that a path toward reconciliation and justice can be found, one that allows for a stable and democratic future for the nation, and perhaps a resolution for its exiled leaders. The challenges are immense, not just for the Wazir family but for Bangladesh as a whole. The nation stands at a critical juncture, navigating a fragile transition while grappling with deep political divisions. The international community watches closely, hoping for a peaceful resolution that upholds democratic principles and the rule of law. The hope is that the interim government will pave the way for fair and inclusive elections, allowing the people of Bangladesh to choose their own destiny. For families like the Wazirs, this broader national hope is intertwined with their personal hope for reunion, justice, and a return to the country they call home. Ultimately, the image of a mother and son sharing Eid together in exile is one of poignant resilience. It is a story that will be remembered not for its political implications, but for its human essence. It speaks of love in the face of adversity, of unity in the midst of separation, and of hope against a backdrop of despair. While the political storm rages on, this quiet moment of family connection offers a glimpse of the enduring human spirit. It is a hope that one day, such reunions will not need to happen in exile, but at home, in a peaceful and prosperous Bangladesh where families can celebrate together without fear.